fate of the F-22 Raptor is a source of contention between the U.S. Air Force and the funding source. To free up funding for its successor, the Next Generation Air Dominance (NGAD) fighter, the Air Force intends to phase out the plane. To avoid prematurely retiring the first fifth-generation fighter jets in the world, Congress has instead funded aircraft that have had substantial production delays. 185 F-22 Raptors are currently in use by the Air Force. One little-known truth about the F-22, meanwhile, is that there are only 123 jets in the main mission aircraft inventory, which means that they can engage in combat. The remaining F-22 aircraft are development, training, and reserve models that are physically unable of engaging in aerial combat. According to Wikipedia.com, the F-22 was operationally known as the F-22A in December 2005, after having previously gone by the names F-22 and F/A-22. The USAF saw the F-22 as a crucial part of its tactical air force, despite the lengthy development process and several operational challenges. The F-22's avionics systems, aerodynamic performance, and stealth technologies combine to give it unmatched air combat capabilities. Even though the majority of F-22s are barely 16 years old, the aircraft's development dates back to the Advanced Tactical Combat Program of the 1980s. This indicates that a significant portion of the jet's design concept dates back to the Cold War. The F-22 was designed to operate from well-established facilities in Western Europe and engage in medium-range combat with Soviet and Warsaw Pact aircraft. Despite not being made to work over extremely large distances, it is made to be the best at what it does. The working environment is very different now, 40 years later. The U.S., which was formerly the only country operating fifth-generation stealth aircraft, now faces competition from China's J-20 and FC-31 and Russia's Su-57 Felon fighters. Fighter jets are likely to go thousands of kilometers or possibly more only to engage enemy fighters. Therefore, air planners must now think about how to operate throughout the wide Asia-Pacific theater. In addition to new geographic realities, the level of competition necessitated new aircraft. The newest stealth technology will be included in the new NGAD aircraft, but its capacity to travel great distances is also crucial. The plane, which was designed, constructed, and flown in just 1 year, is still a secret as of 2020. But as Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall warned earlier this year, each fighter would cost several $100 million, which would be unaffordable. For comparison, the cost of a single F-35, a Joint Strike aircraft, is around $70 million. The Air Force Times reports that as part of its 2023 defense budget request, the service plans to retire the 33 earliest combat-capable aircraft, known as Block 20. By getting rid of them, you may save $50 million on each one's modernization costs in addition to money on operating expenses. The Air Force will subsequently invest those savings towards the creation of NGAD. Although NGAD fighter prototypes have flown, it won't be until 2030 that they start to replace the F-22. Before the NGAD can be utilized in sufficient numbers, the Air Force will likely surrender the majority of its F-22s, just as the fifth-generation fighter fleets of China and Russia are expected to expand. However, the collapse of Russia's economy as a direct result of its invasion of Ukraine may alter that. Congress has reservations about enabling the Air Force to retire the F-22 before schedule, particularly since the F-35A is several years behind schedule and costs billions of dollars. Congress worries that if NGAD encounters similar challenges, there will be a capability gap where the Air Force lacks a reliable F-22 replacement. Through 2050 and beyond, NGAD aircraft and any unmanned fighter jets that fly alongside them are likely to uphold American air superiority. Even if it reaches on time, the danger is that it might exhaust all the oxygen in space before it does. Congress isn't as certain as the Air Force that the hazards can be managed. Congress might be more inclined to justify funding the current fleet of Raptors and purchasing new fighters for $200 to $300 million if NGAD made its intentions clear.